back to Pushing Pixels. I'm your host, Sam Mestis, and we're going to go over some of the things we learned about the intro to 3D in Photoshop in my class. This is an old Corey Barker project, and the reason I wanted to do it is because some of the commands from this original tutorial don't even exist anymore in Photoshop. They've renamed them. So we're going to do it again with Photoshop 2018. And here's what we're building. It's from the first Corey Barker book. I suggest you get it. It is a really good book. Get all his books. He's amazing. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened, but let's continue. Save real quick. Yeah, let's just save it as that. Let's see if I can get it to save this time. There it goes. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to double click my background. Okay, I'm going to make a 3D postcard out of it. Create. That seemed to work. I'm going to make a 3D extrusion for my text. Make sure that's done. Let's see if this works this time. And it's thinking about it, and it worked. Great. All right, so there we go. So far, so good. So we should have two 3D elements, and we do. We have two 3D elements here. We have the text and we have the background. We need to merge those two together. So I'm going to select both of those layers right there. Make sure they're both selected, and hit Command E, and that will merge the layers into one layer. So now we have this. Now we have this guy. And we now have two default cameras and no light, so good for us. But we'll figure that out. I don't know where our light went. In fact, I'm just going to add a new point light just for the sake of it and see what happens. I think I did this in class. There we go. So I added a new point light. Down here at the bottom, little light bulb, click new point light, and it'll throw a light in your scene. And we'll just use that temporarily for now. All right, so we can see our text here. This tutorial should be going better than it is, but it's Photoshop 3D and it's acting up a little bit. Mine is set to pixels, so I'm going to scale it down to 100 pixels. Make it look good, whatever you want. Mine's at 100 pixels. If yours is at inches, it's because this little guy right here is set to inches. Set it to pixels. So in the Properties tab, click your name, go to your Properties tab, and click that fourth little icon right there, and then change this to, if it's on inches, change it to pixels. All right. Whew, this is getting tough. All right, so we need some texture. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to click on the layer mesh, layer 0 mesh. That's our background, right? And we're going to click on the actual mesh itself so we can see some of its properties. And as you can see, it's got the shine and roughness and everything. We're going to get to that later in the semester. But the thing I really want to worry about is this little guy right here. This is what texture is currently on the background because it is a 3D object. And what I'm going to do is I want to save that texture because I want to apply that texture to my text. So I'm going to go here and hit this little pull down, and you can see I've already saved it once, but if you go here, click this little gear, you can create a new material, and when you do, it'll ask you to name it, and you will, and it will forever be in your library here, okay? But anyways, I already did that, but you can go ahead and do it. I'm going to select now my text in the 3D panel, the Rise of the Planets, right? And I'm going to reach down, and on each face, the front face, the bevel face, and the extrusion face, I am going to apply that texture we just saved. So I'm going to pick the front face. Actually, I think I can pick all three of them. I can. So I'm going to pick all three of those, and I'm going to go over here to my deal that where we just saved it and save, and click on my little text icon here, and it will apply that texture to all of the faces. Okay, not too bad. Let's apply a bevel now. Turn this guy off. I'm going to click on the main name up here, and you can see it's kind of hard to see right there, but we'll fix that. And I'm going to click on the main name here, the Rise of the Planets, and I'm going to go down here to my properties and click the third icon, which is where our bevels are located. It's called cap. No idea why. And I'm going to change this. I think we used, what, 10? Maybe 20? Yeah, let's do 20. And you can kind of see what it's doing here. And if you really want to see what it's doing, click on your current view right here. Okay. Make sure your move tool is selected. Make sure your orbit tool is selected. And you can orbit around your model. Now that's the postcard in the back you're seeing. All right, so that's a little weird. Maybe we move our planet, our text, a little bit closer to the postcard. So I'm going to select the main element here, the rise of the planets, and I'm going to grab this little widget right here. And if I grab the blue arrow, the very tip, I can slide it back and forth. And I'm just going to get it kind of closer to the background. You can actually go through the background and make it disappear completely. All right, so there's that. And I may bring down my extrusion a bit. 100 seems like a lot. Whoa, that was weird. Why did we do that? And I lost all of my text elements. See if I can get them back. That's so weird. Almost seems like not worth teaching, right? Okay, so there's that. I'm going to save. Better safe than sorry. All right, and I'm going to use my drag tool here and move. Wait, not that. Come on, undo. Undo. Great. All right. Drag it back over. Wow, this thing's really fighting me on this machine. Okay. All right. Let's go to our current view. I'm going to use that and drag over my model. There we go, because of my current view. All right. I don't remember how we fixed it, but if you look at our bevel, the texture's all screwed up. I don't remember what we used. Oh, what was that to straighten it? Let me open that project, and I will take a look at it. That's not it at all. Oh, it's way over here. The planet of... That's mine. I can also see what I did for bevel on that. If this thing even boots up. Let's hope it does. Wow. Okay, so what did we use for bevel? Come on. 1.1 inches. What is that in pixels? Click. And back. And 82. We're close enough. Let's look at the extrusion, bevel extrusion material. UV properties, 10% and 1252. Okay, so back to our project. Let's fix this texture map. On the extrusion, we are going to edit the UV properties. Click this little piece of paper right here, edit UV properties, and basically what we're doing is we're kind of stretching and playing with the texture map to try to get it to look normal. And we used in class 10 on the scale, 10% and 1252, and that does sort of seem to clean it up a little bit better. So basically what's that doing is it's stretching the texture and pushing it in certain directions. A lot of it, I got to be honest with you, everybody, it's experimental. And you just have to play with it till you get it to work. And let's turn that guy off. I can hear the fans of my machine kicking on. All right, so we got that all set. And the reason we're seeing the white back there is because we need to put a background layer on that. I'm just going to put a new layer at the very bottom here, and I'm just going to fill it with black. There we go. All right, computer view. I don't know what that is. Parking update. Delete. I don't know who you are. All right, so let's now do some final adjustments. Let's grab our mesh layer here. Okay, And I'm going to grab that little white circle or that little white cube in the middle, and that's what's called scale uniformly. And that will scale everything X, Y, and Z at the exact same time. And I'm just going to drag out and make my background as big as I can and keep going because I really want it to sort of be off the page. All right. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing with my planet thing. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, fill up the composition a little, move it over just a bit, and maybe even move it back some more. I don't know. All right, close enough. One more thing. I know we added a point light just for giggles, but let's now add let's turn that point light off because we were just sort of using that as temporarily. And we are going to add now a spotlight. And it's going to dump a new spotlight into our scene if it doesn't crash, and it didn't. I'm going to save. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just zoom out as far as I can, and I'm going to start spinning the spotlight. And you can grab these little lines, these little fall-off lines, and start shrinking your spotlight if you need to. In this case, I do definitely want to. And you can grab the handles here, like we did in class, and start rotating these a little bit more. Oh, that rotates the whole spotlight. I don't want that. There we go. And kind of figure it out a little bit. I'm going to get this thing to be a little bit smaller, like that. All right, and there we go. And hopefully, I'm just going to actually put a very small marquee around this, just like that. And I'm going to do, I know why I'm having computer problems, because I'm also recording at the exact same time, and I'm trying to do 3D. All right, from there, that's pretty much it. Render it. It's going to go there. There's your render command right there. And there's your render command right there. You got two of them. Or you can go to the 3D menu and hit, it's down here somewhere, render, 3D layer, render document to file. Oh, really? That's new. All right, anyway, go ahead and render and save your file. Save, save, save. That's kind of all I'm going to go over. That's really the basics. Like I said, we're going to keep going over this in class a lot more and keep moving forward. So give this a shot, and in case you need to go back to that project. And, all right, thanks. Have a good